Let's start out with just a very basic introduction. Tell us your name, tell us where you're from, and describe the sound of soul that moves you most.
Okay, well, okay, my name is Jorge Medrano Lopez. I'm known as a Rocknroll Gangster with the deep soul, so raw sound. I'm from LA, right in the middle of LA, right the heart of LA. So I was born and raised there, and my parents, my sisters, shout out to them. Adriana, Claudia, I love you. My mom, my dad, my daughter Laura, Prissy, and Vanessa, and now my family out there. And yeah, I mean, I was raised in the 90s, I'm a 90s kid, product of the 90s, product of the 90s. That's what I want to say.
Products of the 90s.
No,
Okay.
yeah, product of the
What kind
90s.
what kind of music did you hear growing up, like in the house?
In the house, it was like just my mom, Saturday and Sunday weekend night, my mom, Mexican style, corridos, like Juan Gabriel, Rocío Dúrcal, Mexican, like nice. And I always had that sound. And I was gonna say since I was little, since I was little, my mom used to tell me that the street, wasn't on the street, the garbage man and the street sweeper used to pass by, and I used to be behind them dancing, like I used to be like moving.
Yeah.
And mom used to always like, hey, there's your kid again, and the sweeper, the guy used to tell him, hey, keep an eye on this kid, man, he likes rhythm. I was just, So I remember we went to Disneyland, and my first album my mom got me was a Disney. I don't know, it's just like a sound. And I got it. That was my first record from Disneyland. And
Really?
yeah, and I grew up with that sound there. So we grew up with the classics, oldies, Dustin Priest, Mary Wells, Al Green, Blue Magic, and my
Yeah.
yeah, Blue Magic. What is it? The Dolphonics,
Mm.
the Moments.
Yeah.
And that we were, Impala Lowriders, all that movement, in LA, and so and then you can't forget because it's Zapp and Roger, it's the Roger, rest in peace, and yeah, I mean, as a matter of fact, like I got to know him really good because of my music, the Zapp
Okay.
band, and I got
Yeah.
to know him, and when they travel, when they come over here, they tell me, George, we're in this hotel, bring your records, so I stand for them, and it's like. So yeah, so I got to know a lot of people with my music, and so like I was saying, like so yeah, so I started listening to all these, the classics, but I always thought, there has to be something out there.
Hmm.
I was like, okay, let me move now, and yeah, I don't know, I never gave up, and I started digging and digging and digging, and so I was just in my room, and it was like YouTube. It was easier to get YouTube because now we had the phones. So I used to look it up, and so I kind of found the music, but it was okay now. Like anybody could load it up. It's like, do they have them on 45s? That was
Real
my
quick, I want to back up real quick. You said product of the 90s, and so I grew up in the 90s as well. I'm kind of curious, especially being from LA, and I think we both have a passion for hip hop and rap music. Talk to me about what you were listening to outside of the house with friends, and what were some of those records that moved you? Because I think for me in the 90s, being in upstate New York, East Coast, golden era boom bap sound in the 90s. There was something about the drums that didn't sound like LA. There was
yeah.
something about the samples and even the way they rapped that wasn't like LA. So give us a lens into how that kind of added to your palette of different music that you were consuming.
Yeah, well, yeah, in the 90s, I grew up with I never listened. I never listened to hip hop. I really didn't. And if I did, it was Dr. Dre, Snoop, Exhibit,
Okay.
Eminem, you know, and other than that, like I mean, I never got into, so it was like, and I noticed that all these rappers sampled oldies,
Yeah.
and it was like sometimes it was just no, just leave them alone, don't say, just it was like no, just, but my thing was just melodies, oldies, and that's what we grew up in. And then we had the what were called the super slow jam concerts, Art LeBeau. So we used to have them here like in Hollywood. And it was, it was epic. It was the 90s, and the sound, with the lowriders and
Tell us about Art LeBeau and the impact on soul music, especially within California.
Art LeBeau. Well, it was Huggy Boy, KRLA. We started with Huggy Boy, and then Arlo Bo came out, and he was a big impact to us because he was the one that came out with the CDs with with the volume one, volume two, and like the East Side Stories, and
Yeah.
so yeah, he was a big impact. He was the one throwing the concerts. He was the one throwing the events. So Arlo Bo presents, and to us we were like, wow, like these guys, and we just see them there, and you saw like it was crazy because it was like the singers were all black and the others were all Mexicans, Chicanos, that was crazy,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and they used to see that, they used to notice that, it was dope.
Let me ask this question. So you're going to these concerts, it's the 90s, and at this point, soul music isn't what it is today. What were those concerts like?
Oh man, I can't explain. Those concerts were back in the days. It was you got your girlfriend dedications and this and that, and you got the homies, you got that Chicano, that gang style, that gangster style we saw,
Okay.
Dickies, Nike Cortez, and and
Yeah.
it was like for example, like we'd be walking and we'll just hear like an oldie and we'll be like, oh shit, here it is, we'll be going at it, and it was like epic. And I think that was the 90s were it,
Mm.
and that the 90s made me collect where I am now, but
When does it become serious for you, and when do you start getting the records?
the underground oldies, volume one and two, and I got volume one and two, and I was just blown away, like, damn, this is it right here. Like, who did this? Like, these are it. Like, they're
Yeah.
different. So I never, but it caught my eye. So that's when I just started like, damn, I never heard these before, but they were catchy because they had the drums, the violins. But I want something more raw. Like, so, um, back then you bought CDs and you bought you bought the whole CD for one song. So like how it was. So
Yeah.
yeah, you remember that? Like, yeah, like you buy
That's
the
the
whole CD for
truth.
one
That is
song.
the truth right there.
Right, yeah, and then yeah, so I was like, damn, so but it was cool. It was that was it. So then we got and YouTube came out, and that was way easier because like when I used to go to a always saw in Hollywood Amoeba store. It's a big record store, so I stayed there for
Yeah.
hours just listening to YouTube. Boom, boom, and I go, and it was pain, but it was nice. And so I started looking for them, and I go, this is here right here. What kind of music is? What style is deep soul? The drums, the violence, and the raw. So I said, okay, so now if I could find them on 45s, which that was the beginning of me, the quest, like digging, and then to find them, because sometimes they'll come like every once in a while, and I would like to like get the mint condition, always mint, like or BG, so it was like. So then to find them, and then the price was the one that was like, oh man, like this is gonna be like it's gonna be an expensive hobby right here.
Oh my gosh, you're not kidding. So it starts with the compilation, right? The underground oldies.
Yes.
You have the connection, and you're like, now I want to find these on 45. Now, how do you go from that to the deep? Because I feel like there's quite a bit of space, even between the underground oldies comp and what you are known for, what you are listening to.
There was a time where it was the Temprise, uh,
Love the
Blue,
Temprees.
Blue
Love the
Magic.
Temprees.
They had Start to Stop from the Blue Magic. I only stop the
Yeah.
violence. We can start all over. I'm like, hey, there we go, right there. Like it was songs that came out on the CD, but never like put out there. But so no, that's what I did. I started digging and like and listening to like that sample, and so then I realized that okay, this ain't LA stuff. It's the East Coast, like the music and all that. I just put deep soul and just like that like slow deep soul music, and that finally I started finding them, and they started coming to me, boom, 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 and that's how I started getting them like slowly, and little by slowly, and I got my collection. Next thing you know, I had like damn, this is it right, like this is my collection, little by little, bam, 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 bam,
Yeah.
like a story, like that's what it is.
What are the years of these? I mean, is there like a set year that it kind of starts? For example, I say I like 1969 to about, I mean, really 73, 74. I'll go to 79. But for you, if you had to classify the years that these records were made, what would that be?
My first 45 was given to me by Russell Thompson, so the Stylistics. It was called Some Things Never Change. It
Yeah.
was a 45. That was my first 45. And even though it's not like deep soul, but it was just like another one, like another, like kind of like the way I was going. And like I was, I think 20, I started collecting probably like, it was 20, uh, 2003, 2004. That's when I started little bit collecting. Like, that's when I started in the group.
Seriously, you're collecting seriously. That's when it starts 2003, 2004, right?
Right. Yes, yes. That's where it started.
Okay.
That's where it started. So all these 90s of Zap, and Zap was a big influence to me. You know the sound, you know, the claps, the whistles, dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun. That's it's different, you know, the talk box, that was different. Like, see, that's different, and the funk. And but there's other groups, but they don't sound like them. So that's what I
Right.
was gonna tell you. I was looking for that sound that you knew it was like. If you hear Zap right now, you'd be like, that's Zap. Like you knew that right away because the music and the claps. So it's like, so I was telling you, like last time I was at a bar and I was spinning and this guy passed by and he goes, "Hey George, were you at this bar by any chance yesterday?" I go, "Yeah, I was." He goes, "Yeah, just by your music, I knew you were in there." So I was like, "Oh, I never thought about that." I go, "That's tight." So just
Yeah.
yeah, just by the music, they know I'm spinning, you
That's
know?
the signature sound. When I talk about that, we mentioned this before about how we're really ultimately building the ultimate set list to play
Yes.
out. And I think it takes time for us to find that true sound that we really love that moves us because there's a lot of different types of soul out there.
Yeah.
And even within sweet soul, when you start thinking about years, you talked about location, geography, region, it's still different. And
Mhm.
it took me years before I really was able to describe and know exactly what I was looking for. It didn't take a long time once I got there, but
Yeah.
that was after probably a good year or two of you kind of start to listen and learn about what's at the surface first. Then you're going down, you're like, I don't like this. So then you move left and
Mhm.
you keep kind of going and maybe ping ponging, if you will, until
Yeah.
you find what you like. I like to call it dramatic soul because you're
Yes.
talking about the killer vocals. You mentioned strings,
The strings.
right? It's very dramatic. It's kind of drawn out, and not everything is like that. But that was captured during certain years. I feel like maybe 69, yeah, but more
Yeah,
70 to
75.
73,
Yeah. 60s, 70s.
74.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
let's talk about this now. When you're finding you're developing this love and passion for the soul music, who are you learning with and from? Who are the collectors that you are looking up to? Who are the ones that are in the trenches with you digging?
The ones that the collectors that I seen here that caught my attention was shout out to my brother Sick Jackin and Waxy Gordon from the Psycho Realm and Big Dude. They were the ones that came out with the Bar Assassins.
Yeah,
And and I was like, that's it right there. Like like, and they're from Pico Union, as a matter of fact. That's where like same. I'm like, yeah, like so. So my music got them. So they heard my music. You know, hey, what is that? You know, so it's like, who are you? And like, what's up? And so and now like yeah, now I spin with them now. So it's but it's really hard to find that group because like when I go spin. It's like, I mean, people look like I said, people look like that was tight, but we don't know that music. Like, what
yeah.
was so usually why it's like when I spin, people that's when they just like they walk away and it's like, but they're just looking at me like, okay, they don't know what's up with those, you know. It's like a soap opera right here. The collection, the collection scene, the vinyl is everybody like trying to like see who has what and this and that, and then they start like this not original, it's not pressed, and it's like, I'm not into that, it's like I'm into I mean, I try to collect, I mean, all like originals presses, but they're expensive songs, so it's like if it's not original, it's no good, But then again, they're the ones that make them, so you think sell them. So like, okay, you don't want me to get pressed, but then you make them. So like,
I'm
what's
so
up?
glad we're talking about this. I'm so glad we're talking about this.
Yeah,
But I want to back up to a point you made, and this was something that really kind of crushed me the first time it happened. You, we are working to develop this collection, this
yes,
sound that we love. And when we step outside our house to play records for the people, this is like a personal thing because we're sharing our music.
right,
we're already deeper than the people that are coming through the door. They don't know this yet. Some
Correct.
might, but not everybody. And
Yes.
so you're playing these records that have this significance behind,
Hmm.
not just from a music standpoint, but what it took you and I to get these records, right?
Yes. Yes.
And we're playing them. And then to everybody around, for the most part, it's almost just like background music to them.
Yes. Correct.
They
Yes.
have no idea the last song that you just played was
Yeah.
one of those records.
Yes. Yes.
And I remember at one point I said, I'm not playing out it. I'm not bringing my records out because you almost feel like there's a little bit of a lack of appreciation.
Correct.
But I think what you and I both would agree on is that it's not that. They just don't.
Yeah. That's what it
And
is.
that's the difference between listening and feeling the music. And
Yes.
clearly we're collectors. We're in a space where not everybody likes the music. They don't get it, right? It's kind of like we see that white elephant over there. You and I both see it, but not everybody sees the white elephant.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what's interesting about that, and then you transition to around originals and reissues and bootlegs. I said I'm going to be a hybrid collector, and what I mean by that is I have OVO original vinyl only. I like to go for the near mints, the VG plus pluses,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm not going to limit my collection by not getting that record that's $10,000 that
Yeah.
there's no available copies when there's a reissue right there.
Yeah.
I might not play it out if it's OVO night, but for my personal listening, I don't have a problem with the reissue.
Correct.
I don't have a problem with the bootleg either. I think there's like a time and place, and I almost say it's kind of like there's levels to this.
Yeah.
When there's a certain lineup of spinners,
Yes.
and you see those three letters OVO, that's the criteria. That's the bar to get in, and
Correct.
you play by the house rules.
Yes.
But the other thing, and I think you would agree with me on this, if we limit ourselves to only original vinyl, how do we create awareness for those records, for those groups and artists that
Mm.
maybe their records aren't widely available, maybe they haven't been reissued?
Yeah.
And so if we have the opportunity to introduce that artist or a song to someone, isn't that a good thing?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Because
agree. Yeah.
if
Yeah.
it's about the music,
The
then
music.
that should be cool. But
Yeah.
you're right. There's people that claim OVO, yet they're pushing the reissues.
Correct.
They're
Yeah.
pushing the counterfeit records, and it's kind of like you can't have both.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, that's
One
what it is.
one follow up, real quick. When do you? What's the year that you connect with Sick Jacket and Waxy?
Brother too, he told me, hey George, I want you to spin for my brother at the VIP. They every May they have a cycle. It's called a Cycle de Mayo. It's their big event. So
Yeah,
celebrating Mexican Independence Day. So it was like, yeah, I got it. And to me, with my music, with my records, I'm confident in my records, really confident. So I told, do you think you could go on with my brother and Waxy? I go, yeah, I would love that. And I said with confidence. And he's like, okay, he goes, we're gonna spin with him tomorrow. So it hit me like, oh damn, like here we go.
yeah,
And I started my first with Jack. It was I think it was James Brown, The Bells by James Brown, and it was I don't know if you heard it. I said it to you earlier, and it's
yeah,
that was raw, and it's like, oh, he's like, what was that? And he's like, damn, and it's like, and just we learn from each other, you know. So so it's like it's cool to know that they learn from me and I learn from them. And then so Jack had personally told me like George, I got some shit, we got some shit, but you got you got some other shit, man. Like, and it's like, hey bro, I appreciate that. So
yeah,
yeah, so it's like, I mean, and I'm happy with that. That's what I need. So now like when I go places, like they see me as a family, a Sacramento family, and I feel
yeah.
proud of it. So it's like
I've seen the videos. Yeah, you're definitely part of the family.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you start really seriously collecting around 03, 04. By the time that you've met Waxy and Sig, you've already kind of developed your collection. What year is this? I'm just trying to figure out like the timeline.
2015, I think. Yeah,
Okay, so this is quite a so there's distance between when you
yeah,
start collecting, when you
yeah.
connect with them. At this point, you kind of created a name for yourself. You've established your sound, your collection. The
Yes.
one thing we haven't talked about is how do you get into DJ? Because this sounds like something that's always been a piece of your life too, playing your records out for people. How does that start? And give us a lens into that.
I never thought of DJing or going to a bar or nothing. I never knew about that, and I was just like, I just collect them and just having them with me, having that 45 and just for personal use, you know, because I mean, I wasn't gonna buy like a $3,000 record to play it, and it's like just for me to have it personally, and so I was so then I got invited to a place where they had where there were spinners go and they spin and told me like, hey, so we want you to spin, but I think they were thinking like, okay, this guy, I want to see if he has the 45s, you know. So I was like, okay, so I think that was so. Um, I started spinning. I started my set, and it was a whole different than them, and I could tell they were just looking at me like. So I think I told you last time I purpose put a classic on, and the guy said, I don't want to mention the names, but he said, yeah, that's what we want to hear. Keep on playing that. And I was like, nah, but that's not what I, you know, like I started, he started inviting me little by little to bars and this and that. And, you know, well, when I got the records, I didn't even know how to use the turntables. I just had my records first. And I was like, yeah, I'll go. And I was like, damn. And I was just looking like how to use these turntables. And I learned little by little, you know? And, so yeah, that was it. And, now, I still need to, I wish I could find that group that has that deep soul, you know, like just so I could, you know, I know they're out there somewhere, but you know, and
That's so interesting because I remember the first time that I had to touch two turntables in a mixer, and it was like an hour before I was supposed to go on stage.
uh,
I had the records, I had one turntable, but I didn't know how to do all that stuff. And so I think for me, like I never wanted to be labeled as a DJ.
yeah, correct, yeah,
I'm not into like scratching or mixing. I'm just going to tell you a story with these hands when I put these records on the table.
yes,
And that in itself, I think, is really important because you're going into this venue, you're trying to wow these people, and you're putting on your best.
yes,
And the order that you play the records,
yes,
even how long you let each song go for, because I'll be thinking like, okay, if I have a 30-minute set, you and I both know some of these songs are 3-4 minutes.
yeah,
So we can't play the whole song.
yeah, correct, yeah,
We got to figure out, right? And where are we going to put the big records?
yes, yes,
Up front,
in the,
number 3 or 4, like the home run
yes,
hitter. You see what I'm
yes,
saying? Like
yeah,
all that attention to detail is so important.
yeah, yeah.
Talk to me about that very first night that you spun,
Well,
right, for people, and you can ignite you recognize that they're like, ooh, this is a little different, but he's onto something.
yeah, that's it. The first night I was with Duke, from the Second Realm, Jack's brother. Big shout to my homeboy Duke. So he's like, hey George, how you gonna start this and that? I'm like, I don't know. He goes, start strong. Start with your best one. Like, bam, just let him have it. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I was gonna start like so. He goes, no, George, start with the first one, like bam, and keep on going. And then so he's the one he says, so like I don't know other spinners but me, I'll do my set even a week before I like the event. Or you know,
Yeah.
it's like I listen to the lyrics and it's like, okay, like I say if they're long, I'll cut it in with another one, you know. And to me, it's like a story. If you listen to my set, it's a whole story. Like I'm telling you a story. And I don't know if you've seen my videos like they're already slow. They're oldies, they're slow, and like suspenders they just like stand there with their hands in their pockets, just looking at the record, and it's like, oh man, like you know, me on the other hand, I feel it. I'm like, bam, you know, it's like, you know, I blank out. No, like people tell me like, you're not embarrassed. I go, I just blank out. I just like I'm on myself. But people like
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, like, and I know, like, I know already where it's gonna drop the strings. I already know my music. Like, I'm into that, you know. And even if I hear a first record for the first time, I know when okay, here comes the guitar, bing, or the string, bing. I already know, like, I have that. So yeah, I don't like to give my back to the crowd. I like to have everything ready, set, you know. And I get there first. I get there early to see if somebody else already paid one. So then I'm up like mixed, you know. So
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
I'm going to tell you this real quick. You know, I'm a fan of you. I've been following, I've been watching your videos since I met you, and it was so empowering to see your presence on stage and how you show up with the music. Because I like to say that I feel the music too, but when you did that and I saw that video, it made me feel like I could do it too.
That's right. That's dope, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And because it's an expression. It's an expression of how I
Right.
feel about the music. You talked about blanking out. I always say like when I'm sad, maybe I'm frustrated, I go over there and I spin my records for 20, 30 minutes.
Right.
And it's therapeutic, but I feel like I just went through a workout or something because I'm listening to these songs that got my emotions going high and low, and it's doing all this stuff to bring me back.
Correct. Yes.
There's something that happens there. And I thank you for the presence that you have when you play because there's so much more to it than just
Yeah.
standing up against the wall or
Yes.
head down looking in the back.
Yes. Correct.
And to me, it means a lot because there's others that are going to see.
Yeah.
There's you and I, but 10, 15 years old right now that are out watching this stuff.
Oh
And
yeah.
they're going to see the way that you are on stage. And they're
Yes.
going to say, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be like because we can relate to it.
Correct.
Just not
Yeah.
everybody shows it. And so
Yeah.
that's me thanking you for that. And I just want to make
Appreciate it,
sure that
man.
it's something that we really document because I can feel the energy even when I'm watching you on a short reel,
Yeah. I know that. Yeah.
right? You
Yes.
don't, even if the music's off, I can tell that it's a good song because you're showing us.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. 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 Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Now, I want to go back to Waxy and Sick a little bit. Talk to us about Psycho Realm and all that and your connection to them because to me, it looks like it's a very tight bond. You mentioned you're part of the family. Give us a lens into what you're doing with them. Talk about the music a bit and how it all kind of ties back to the soul. Because when I think about some of their hard beats as they're
yeah.
rapping,
Yes.
it reminds me, it's almost like, yo, man, let me see that 45 real quick. I got an idea. It has that same kind of slow build.
Yes. Yes.
And the other thing too, I think this is very true for the music that you like with the deep soul, because I feel the intro is so important. That little build
Yes.
up at the beginning, whether it's an isolated string or keys, or the I call it the drum fills. That stuff sets me off.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
It's what I believe beat makers and producers, those few
Correct.
seconds really look for.
Yes.
And I don't think there's a record in your collection that you couldn't sample that wouldn't make a hard beat.
Hmm.
So talk to me how that influences the Psycho Realm sound. Talk to me about your connection with them and the time that y'all spend together because I think that's a big part of it.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Definitely. My connection to Second Realm is not only not because they're from the same city and the same district I was raised in and I was born. It was just like they're actually different. Their music, again, Sick and and Duke have that voice that you could because everybody sounds the same nowadays. Every rap they sound the same, and
Yeah.
but Duke and Jack have that voice that is like they're different, and you could hear them like that's Jack or that's Duke, and they like so they always tell me to go something like be different, be set that style, the different style, and like us, and just go at it, just be yourself, don't try to buy records just because this guy has it or this buy, just be yourself, and just like whatever you and like I said, they have that raw hip hop underground. That's what they are.
Yes. Yeah.
That, that underground raw hip hop. So I'm like, damn, there you go, and so yeah, so I started going to the shows and for years, and I was just, and I guess going to the show, they saw me like, okay, and I used to always tell them like, hey, music at this time. Not they didn't know what I had. Hey, George, let's go at it. He said, let's do a Duke versus the Rocknroll Gangster. I go, let's do it, bro. And he goes, are you serious? I go, let's do it. And I remember I'm gonna put Duke on blast right now. He says, hey George, let's cancel that. Like a month later, I go, why? He goes, nah, man, I thought you were. He goes, I thought you were a rookie, and he goes, nah, you thought I was a rookie. Huh? He's like, nah, bro. He goes, it's someone. So he said, you know what? I go, I appreciate, but coming from him, I go, I appreciate it. So he goes, you know what, George? So I mean, I started hanging around with him, start like getting to know the family. So it's like little by little, they became my family. My brothers that I never had. And
Yeah.
and they love and we love music, and the lyrics that they talk about, I know what it means. You know what, George? I'm gonna do something for you. Let's do an album together, and it was called Pico Union Soul. I get mine, and it's like and then you give me yours, and we just do an album together. And so yeah, that was to me that was big. Like he was and then from there you go on by yourself, you know. It's just like, but coming from Duke to make an album with Duke is a big thing. To me, it's like it's big, you know, like it's an honor, you know. So
100%. I mean, just even the thought of, again, thinking back to 03, 04 when you're starting to collect the records, there are these milestone moments where it's probably feeling like a movie to a degree, right? Because you're just doing something you love, but these opportunities are coming from it. When it came to the album, what was your mindset into how am I going to prepare for this? What are the records I want to play? Like, to me, that has to be different than like preparing for a set and playing records live. Tell us about that.
yes, correct. Because Duke, so he taught me a lot with that too. He's like, he was all right, George. This song's gonna have to go. I was like, why? This is one of my best. He's like, because it doesn't go. It doesn't this or they're like, and he's like, we have to do it again, and they have to match, and his ideas were crazy, and he was just like, you know, and I was okay, like, well, you know what, Duke. So, but then my idea, these ideas, we got together, and it was just like you said, like how we're gonna do this. One side's gonna be yours, one side's gonna be mine. He's like, we're gonna mix them, and and it's like that Pico Union Soul, that sound from downtown LA, you know, that raw sound. Like if you see the record, it'll be like, okay, like like we were not gonna put the titles of the record. We're just gonna leave it blank, no titles, no nothing. But we ended up putting the titles, and so
Okay.
so a lot of people like, what is this? What is this? What is this title? I never heard of this. And but you know what? And yeah, I mean, it's we thank God, like we're good. It's the record, the LP will we sold them quick. It was really good, and it's like people are looking. Wax people are looking. It's like they don't say nothing, but that dude told me like, George, people are looking at you, man. So and they like our music, and um, yeah, people from Europe and all that were the ones that got the records. Not people from here, like people from Europe, France.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, what? Like people were like, hey, bro, give me all the records, like France, Europe. And I was like, well, oh shit, and people tell me like, hey, whenever you guys do volume 2, let me know. I'll buy them all. Like tattoo artists.
How did how are people in outside the U.S. having awareness to your sound and everything?
That's what I'm feeling like that. Like, oh, like I thought like that people, and I told Duke, and Duke's like, yeah, George, people are looking, and man, they're looking. Don't like they may not say nothing, they may not tell you, but they're looking. And this, I was like, so I thought to myself, not they want it because of Duke. Not big, even though my name's on it, the rocket. And Duke's like, nah, George, your name's on it too, man. Like, like.
Mm,
So I was like, okay, so how much I'm gonna sell it for, and this, and I go, they're not gonna buy it for that. He goes, watch, and yeah, we sold out. We
wow.
sold out. And I was like, that's
Congratulations.
thank you. And so we're like, so I was so then I started thinking like I was saying like I want to do a gospel now. I started so the ones I sent you, like those the one you told me, oh man, like so you see the sound. So people were telling me like gospel, what do you mean gospel? Like I don't get it. And then they're like, no, this guy's gonna watch. And then the people that heard it, they're like, this is crazy. Like, damn, even though it's gospel, and even it's something like it's like when I'm feeling down or I put the gospel on and it's a whole different vibe, like you feel relaxed. And last time I spent at a bar and I played gospel. It was weird. Why it felt so weird playing gospel at a bar. It was just weird. Like people were like, it was a weird feeling. Like, nah, it doesn't match. Like people were just like, people liked it, but it was just the environment. Like it just mixing. Like it didn't.
Interesting.
But it was
Because I think when I hear gospel soul,
ooh,
they're some of the hardest records
yeah,
out there, and a lot of the I mean, if we're talking secular music,
yeah,
they came from the church,
correct. Yes, yes,
and they broke away, and it's like, hey, I want to pursue this in a different lane, if you will,
yes,
right? And so they came from that. That's where it
yeah,
started.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I mean, I have some gospel records, not a lot, but the ones that I would pull, they're probably some of the hardest sounding records in my collection,
yeah, yeah.
right? Um, One thing I wanted to know, so after the success of the album, and congratulations because it's not easy to sell 300, 500, or 1,000 records.
It's
I don't
not.
know if a lot of people know that,
Yeah,
but that's not a small task,
correct.
especially when we're talking about a debut release. And if it's something where we're not already known and there's not a presence of a label, and strong marketing behind. It's
Yes,
not easy.
yes.
What did you learn from that experience? And were you immediately thinking, I want to do this again? I would do this one thing differently. Like, what do you take away from that experience when it's all done and said?
No, what the people were telling me, like, people, the feedback that I got was like, damn, like I actually got this song that's probably like almost $1,000, $2,000. We put them in one record, in one album. So people that can't, afford them, they have them in the LP. So that's what we were running. So it's like I never thought about myself. I was like, so I said to myself, like, oh, that's the people's feedback. So they were like, I appreciate that, brother. Like this and that, the music is like, man, I follow you, and I never, now that I have all the music is like, so just see the record spin, like the vinyl or this and the needle.
There's something about that.
Yeah.
You
So,
know, I would rather have a reissue and see that motherfucker spin on the
oh,
table than
man.
stream it through my phone,
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Um, and then the other thing that I've learned over the years is that there are some people that are just diehard to the format, meaning they don't go for 45s.
Yeah.
So if it's not on an LP, they're not going to consume it. It has
Correct.
nothing to do with their like for the music. It's just, no, I do LPs. And I always say, I joke about this, but if we put on a 45, we've got to sprint to go to the bathroom and make it back before the record finishes. So
Yeah.
the LPs are nice because you can actually put it on and walk away from the decks, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, yeah.
You
Yes.
know, so I think that's another perk there. And yeah, you're 100% right. For people that like the music, that love it, that might not, be able, they love it, but they don't want to go the distance to drop 2,000 on one record.
Yeah.
It's perfect, and there's no better way to kind of spread the music.
Yes.
No, I mean it's fantastic. Is there anything about the recording process that was memorable to you? Because I imagine you take your collection, you then record it into maybe a computer, I imagine, or through equipment.
Yeah.
What was that part like? Like, are you involved in each step of the way, even like the album cover?
Well, Duke took care of that. Duke was the one that took care of that, and he's the production, and he took care of all that. He goes, just give me the songs, George, and yeah, I'll get them done. And we did CDs first. There was the CDs, and then the limited edition LPs, and
Okay.
those were everybody wanted the LPs. And so yeah, so I mean I wasn't there with the recording. Duke was the one that worked on that, but yeah, just having them like when they came out, like just having them in my hand, like seeing my name and Duke's name, it's like sick. It was sick, and I was like, so and but just going back to what you're saying about the LPs, like sometimes I have to understand that sometimes though these 45s they only come in 45s. They couldn't afford to make the LPs, or there was just like a one hit wonder.
Yeah.
So,
You got something to show us real quick?
yeah, that's it. The one I'm gonna send you, the Pico Union.
Oh man,
Look, I'm gonna send you one, brother. It's on its way.
thank you. I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah. Look at yeah. That's
Wow.
it. Interesting story here though. So me now having my collection, I was okay. So who am I gonna, you know, is there anybody that has the same collection as that? And I started going I started just looking on Instagram, and to your surprise, I saw this girl mixing badass fucking records. I'm like, wait a minute. And her name is Vanessa, Miss Moreno. I don't know if you see me with her. So I started like, hey, what's up? And this that, and we started talking. We started going out, and I was like, her being a girl was like, hey, what's up? So we got together. Now, so we've been together for how many years now? 6 years, six so records. But I was like, damn, I'm
Can
gonna give
can
this.
Miss Moreno come on camera real quick? Can we get a cameo?
Come on, no, he's like, nah. Come on.
I'm not physically ready
She's
for
not
that.
physically ready. She
That's
said,
cool. That's cool. So
no,
let
but
me ask
I
this
was,
question.
hey, Max, I was like, damn, let me get with this girl so I can take her records away. Oh, that's so, so it was a tip, like, damn, how does she have, how does she have this record that I always wanted? Like, she has it, like, and like, what? Like, so I told her, you know what, let's do a set together, me and you. And then we did it at a bar, and people fell in love with it. It was me and her. She did a girl set, and I did the guy set. And they said that's never been done. And now I see couples doing it. But it's like,
Yeah.
so we did. I'm gonna send you a clip. We did one in Riverside, and we killed, man. It was just a story. She did the girls, and
What year is this? When does this happen? I know you know the year when y'all got together, or you better. You might be in trouble.
no, yeah, what was it? This was 3 years ago. Like 3 years ago, we went to River 3 years ago. Yeah,
Okay.
this guy told me, hey,
The
George,
story just keeps getting better, man. I
oh
mean,
man, yeah,
literally, the music has taken you all these places, connected you with all these people, and then
yes.
you find your partner in crime. And so I need to know this. How long was it before y'all let each other look through each other's records?
How was it?
I still have to lock my box.
Yeah.
I love that.
Sometimes like, I take one and she'll be like, George, I'm mixing a record. I'm like, oh man, like but like yeah, what was mine and hers, and we get together and George Miller, shout out to George Miller. He had a Riverside, he had an event and he goes, George, I want you to spin. So I called him back, wait, let me and Vanessa spin, do a set, give us an hour. And he was like, for real? I was like, well, yeah. And he goes, you guys won't be disappointed. And when we came out, like everybody got up. Like I was like, oh shit. And it's like, and like I said, I started it we started it like bam, and she goes, because she doesn't like to move. I go, just move, just let yourself go, and just follow my lead. And it was, so everybody like it was not in the records overall deep soul. So everybody
Oh
was,
my gosh.
yeah.
What are the chances that you find another collector who likes the exact same style of soul as you?
Man, like I said,
It's quite rare, I would imagine.
it's quite rare. And then to be a girl, I was like, wait a minute, like what? But then
Yeah.
she's been collecting music before me. She was, you know, and she knows more records than me. Like I love the stylistics, and I thought I knew them all. Well, she
Yeah.
taught me something that I never heard before, and I was like, what?
Mm.
And sometimes I'll say, like, I'll be like, oh, I heard it before, but I haven't. I'll be like, oh shit, like but like I play that, but yeah, I mean, yeah, so she taught me a lot, and I taught her a lot. So it's like,
What's one thing that you've learned from Miss Moreno? Like something that you've taken, you've applied, or maybe it kind of expanded your mind when it comes to either the deep soul or playing records for the people. Because I think there's nothing better than having like a bestie, like two like-minded individuals that share the same kind of interest, and you learn not just together, but from one another.
well, true story here. Miss Moreno was when she saw me that I had the records, she goes, "Damn, you're badass, whatever." But no, I didn't know how to spin yet when I met her. I didn't. I just had them. So when I spin, I go, "Let's do a set together." She didn't know that I wanted her there because I wanted her to like. I go, you know what? I'll give you the records and you just spin them. And she's like, okay. But I was just like, looking. So and then she's like, oh, and so she was the one that got me my first turntable, a real one,
Wow, that's special.
the special with the needles. So I'm like, oh, so I told her, you know what? So the really, so she was the one already. So she was the one. Ms. Moreno was the one that taught me how to spin and mix. Every. I like.
Oh wow.
Yeah, when we spin, I don't like to. That when the song ends, that empty sound. No,
Yes.
I like just to mix. You have to learn how to mix them. And she was the one that taught me how to mix them. Like, boom. So when we mix, a lot of people think like they come in and they trip when they see the records. They're like, "Oh shit, the records! I thought you guys were DJing." Nah, we're the They trip out like, and that's hard of the records to carry them, and and it's like you have to be careful with them, and it's yeah. So yeah, so when me and her spin, we do a show. We do a show, like
My goodness. I've seen some of the clips. I have seen clips online, but I don't think there's anything like seeing it in person. Like knowing
yeah.
that y'all two are coming through the door to rock the stage for a bit.
Oof,
I'm a fan of spinners and collectors. I say the same way that like as kids we might have looked up to athletes.
yeah,
I have admiration for record collectors and spinners, and
yeah,
just as some people might like to see Duran Jones in the Indications,
yes.
I want to be in the building when Rocknroll Gangster is there.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh,
Where does
and
the name come from?
the name. You know what my name? The name came from one time I was with my boy. They call him Chino, and he on his waist he had Rock and Roll Gangster. He had it tattooed like nice, and he took out a shirt one time. He was ironing his pants, and I told him the rock, and I looked at him. I go, damn, Rock and Roll Gangster. Like, well, hey, what does that mean? He's like, Rock and Roll Gangster. Just like I like that. We Rock and Roll Gangster. And I was like, okay, like, because there is a song, Rocknroll Gangster by what was his name? Elon. So I'm like, you know what? I don't know, like rock and roll, which is like nothing but deep soul, but I like that rock and roll gangster. And he goes,
Mm.
that's it right there. That's you, bro, right there. And when people tell me, what they call you? Hey, that's a dope ass set. What rock and roll gangster? They're like, damn, it hits. It matches with me, bro. Like rock that hits, you know? And
It's a
that's what
heavy name.
that was it. So
Okay.
yeah, that's what my homeboy had it on his waistline. Rock and roll gangster. Like, nice, you know? And that's where I go, you know what? I'm gonna take that name. He goes, go ahead, brother. I'm not gonna tie it on my waistline, but yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
but
love that.
yeah, but it was nice. So yeah, everything was like yeah, I mean Miss Moreno, like we were, you know how I used to move, and she used to tell me like, George, slow down, you're moving too much. And we used to go and I used to talk to do how we do, and do used to tell me like, Miss Moreno looked dope, dancing and moving. She looked dope. You, by the way, George, you look like you won the World Series or something. Where you have to relax when you come down. You're jumping all over the stage. And I'm like, oh shit. But I mean, I loved it, you know. And as a matter of fact, I know people used to be like, nah, what is this for doing? You know, he's moving to like, I don't care, man. I feel it. Wax, I feel it. And then when I met my girl, when I met Miss Moreno, I go in my room, you know, I don't know, get her to fall in love with me. I started putting like YouTube music, and what happened with that? That night that I used to I started with YouTube. I go, look, listen to this song, that Riverside Show. I did the same songs I paid for on YouTube, but I had them all on records. Yeah, that was special. So all those, she noticed all the songs that night I had on YouTube. Like when I first met her, I had it all on 45s. And we played that night. It was just like a story. It's like a story. And only me and her know, you know. So that's what we feel it. And people are like, damn, that shit was dope. You know, it was so dope that night that people started fighting. Like, oh, like remember? Like, and she goes, keep on playing it, keep on playing it. And we just kept on playing. Yeah.
I love that's like some Bonnie and Clyde stuff right there. She said,
Yeah,
keep playing. I
yeah.
love that.
There you go. Yeah, man. So they started fighting, and the guys go, "Man, it's because you guys look at the kind of music you play." And then so I stopped, and she goes, "No, just keep on playing it, keep on playing it." And it was just like a movie, you know. It was dope. It was nice. So
It
yeah.
sounds cinematic. It sounds movie like.
Exactly. Yeah. So
The song that was playing at the
the
moment.
song and everything, the horns, you know, people like damn. But yeah, but every time now I mean, I'm thankful that every time, like now that I go in, like I said, I'm all right, so I just go in. Everybody's like, "Oh, there he goes, right there." And like when I'm up next, people are, "Hey, listen to this guy. Listen to this guy. Like, listen to this shit." And then I hear people like, "Hey, bro, I came from San Diego. I came from Texas to just see you." I'm like, "Really? Oh, shit! Like, damn, I appreciate that." He goes, "Yeah, like, I have people coming from like far away, you know, like, really, like, damn, that's nice, you know." And that's why because I like the way you move and the show and all, you know. So that's my
It's
style.
the
And
whole experience. It's the whole experience. And it's like if we get to see the clip in real, that makes it more real to us. It's like, whoa, this is different. It's not like we talked about, standing up against the wall, being a mannequin. So you're given more to it. And then that encourages the people to move on the floor. I
correct.
mean, you talked about whether it's the keys or maybe strings or a certain horn and the movements that we make when we hear them. I do that stuff over there. I know where all the parts are. And
Correct.
that's what makes it real. And it's almost like we're conductors.
Yes, correct.
We're
Yeah.
letting everybody know what's happening, what we're feeling, and we're making it again, we're making it okay for people to express themselves through this music because I don't care what anybody says. I know there's hardcore rap, this, that, and the other, but some of the music that you and I listen to are some of the hardest, most gangster records out there, period.
Period. Period. I like that.
And,
That gangster.
and end of story. I mean, I hear even now, even more now, so I hear rappers sampling some of these records. And I'll
Yes.
be honest with you, very few times do they do justice. It's like
Yeah.
y'all should have left that alone.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, just leave it alone.
You talking over it is killing it.
Yeah.
You didn't even sample the best part, right? Like,
Exactly. They make it faster. And it's like, no, just leave it like that. Look, like, nah, I'm good.
yeah.
Yeah, nah.
So back to Deep Soul real quick. You know, if I said, what does Northern Soul sound like? People would think up tempo. They
Yes.
can envision people dancing at the Wigan Casino, the old videos of the 70s, late 60s. If we said Sweet Soul or Lowrider Soul, people could describe that. But I don't think there's anybody better that could describe Deep Soul. other than you.
Yes.
So before we talk records and some of the ones that are in your collection, give people a description on what this music sounds like. And tell us in a way that makes it different from the other genres.
The amateur sound. I don't even know what I mean. It's not like the amateur sound, like the
The
horns,
charm.
the yeah, like the everything, like like you could feel like I have records that I look at history like it's like they were made in the garage in the backyard, and you could hear it, but it's like and that's why I like that raw, and um like I'm not into like the labels, all this and that. Like people are, I'm just, I like the music, and I think that deep soul is just like um, it's rare, like in a it's extinct. It's what's it called? It's distinctive, and it's like I mean, and to me, like I wish. I mean, I could hear. I have that ear, like and I think little by little, I want to show the music out there to people, and I think that um it's like I have people tell me like collectors tell me spinners like hey Jordan, I thought I heard music but this one's different, like it hits different, like where you find these things at, like where do you find it at? I go I dig, and to me that deep soul sound is like it's different, it's we'll say like it's
Is
raw.
it the intro? Is it I feel like when I listen to some of the records you send me, there's always this very slow kind of climb,
Uh-huh.
and then we get to this breakthrough, right? It's all part of the intro leading up to like the main arrangement, but it's big and grand, and then this almost haunting like harmony comes in. Keep
Correct.
me honest here. I'm trying to share with you what I hear when I listen to the records, but I want to hear it from you. Like, isn't there like a little bit of a hauntingness to it?
Yeah, so what it's like yeah, like you said, like it starts slow or something, like where's this going, and that's what I love about it, like where's this going, like no and then out of nowhere, bam, like it's like that haunting, like come here, like the streets grab you, like
Yeah,
come here, motherfucker, and it's like it's the distinction, it's like it just let just that's why I tell people just let it grab you and just enjoy it, and
yeah,
that's what I say, like yeah, like you see how it changes, like the one I sing you today, the gospel one, boom,
yeah.
boom, yeah, you see, and it changes, and then it goes faster, and it comes back, and then,
Mm.
and it's just like that's what I think, like I'm into that, and it's like it's just that's what I'm into, and I just but and that's why I call it, like I said, yeah, I mean the deep soul sound, So
What I also think about is I know as a record collector, I always wonder who had these records before me. Whose initials are those on the label? And I say that to say this: when I think about the Deep Soul, I'm wondering what were they going through before they got into the booth, before they sat down to play the keys, because there's something that's very authentic and original. You feel the pain in their voice, and it doesn't seem like it's an act. Do you know
yeah,
what I'm getting at?
oh yeah,
It's
that's
the
it.
real, it's different than like Stop Doubting My Love,
Correct,
right?
yeah,
That's sweet. It's lovey-dove, but this
you
is
really
like
hit it. Yeah,
broken heart.
you got it, yeah,
You
yeah,
burn my house down, but I have a recording session
burn
at
my house
3:30
down.
that I needed to drop this real quick. Hold
Yeah,
on, hold my beer, right?
yeah,
Um, and I just think it's so unique and it's a different kind of ear. Um, but I love what that you put this together and that you're able to share it with us. What are some of the records in your collection that you might have on hand right now that you would say kind of define your style?
well the one that is by Alice Rosier and Little Joe, I'm gonna hold on to you. That was like, I it's like you said, two a girl and a guy, and it's their feelings, like oh, it's like their little comments they do, when the drop the guitar, and the other one I have is the one that Miss Noreno, like her, like it's called Strangers in Our Homeland. Like she was telling me like, and I think you comment on that one time, and she told me, George, hear this one, and the sound again, the way it starts. I was like, I let it go. But then one time she played it. I go, what is that right there? Hold on, hold on. What? Come here, come here. But it's just the way it starts, it's just different. Like, what is that? Like, and then bam. And that's the drop. And so yeah, that's so that one like I won't even play it. I'll let her play it when we spin, you know? It's like, you know, so it's huh? So yeah, so yeah, and that was it. And but uh the ones I should show you last time, and like I got some nice gospel too that's coming up. That gospel is like, you know, and yes, all the ones that I have that come in the LP and all the ones I post up on Instagram, I have them on 45s, all of them.
Do you have you ever seen an original of God's on the Throne? God's still on the
Yes,
throne?
yes, 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 I have. Yes, I have.
I have a reissue of that, but to me that is like a holy grail type record. I've never seen an original of that.
I seen it once. This guy played it once. It's West something. He's from Culver City, and he played it, and like it just again, just I was like, wait a minute, that's the original. That's the original one, right? He's like, yeah, bro. And I was like, oh man, just you know, just see him spin like, you know, and
That's got to be like the Mona Lisa of gospel soul. Maybe.
yeah, yeah, it's nice. That was nice. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's one of those ones that like I first heard. So, like, but yeah, only once I seen the original once, and
What's the wildest story you have for a record that you got in your collection? Maybe it was a long hunt. We talked about sometimes eating top ramen for a month to be able to get a record. But what's a record in your collection that has a great story behind it?
will be the Stone Records. Yeah, the one I have right here. I'm gonna hold on to you by Ellis Rosier and Little Joe.
Will
Since
you
I heard
show it
it,
to us real quick? Just put it
since
up.
I heard since I heard it, uh, you can see it. You see it?
Hold it up a little higher. Yep, perfect, perfect. Yep, that's great.
You see it?
I'm gonna hold on to. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like I said, if I get this on my collection, like that's it. Like I'm done. Like, but I never will. I said, you know, and because I looked it up. No, no, Discogs never had it, never sold. And so I told you, so Miss Moreno, she goes, George, I got something for you. I was like, what is it? She goes, I was gonna, she would have kept it, but I was like, what is it? So she was here, and I opened it. Oh, I'm like, what the shit? My first thing is, where did you get it from? Brand new, mint condition, and of course, she got it from Six. Shout out to
The
Six.
storyteller. Yep.
Yeah, Six and Six. I mean, Six is the only guy that spins. He spins shit that I'm like, damn, where'd you get like, oh man, that I've been
He's
like,
got an impressive collection. I don't know how he does what he does.
I don't know how he does it. I don't know, man. And then he's trying to slang it while he's playing. He's like, you want it? You want it? Who I'm selling it? Like, so it's like, yeah, Six. I shout out to Six. I don't know how he does that, but he and like you asked me last time that was a spinner that I think that I think that people don't appreciate. And I think it's to him, Six. He's got some stuff that I'm all like, damn, like, oh man, how to wear it and how did you get it? And he comes like, oh, I got like three of these. I'm like, what? It's like, damn, like,
He
so
had he's one of the only people I know that has flashed multiple copies of I've Cried by the Jamels.
yes, yes. See, like,
If I ever had a copy of that, I would never sell it. So
correct.
the discipline that he has, I'll tell you this. I know. Siggs and I talked probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and he said, Wax, he goes, there's records I like, there's records I love. He goes, but then there's records I can't live without.
Yeah.
And to me, that was a really good way of kind of saying, this is how I do it. There's
Yes.
I'm gonna see this one again. I can part with this one, but these ones over here,
Yes.
you know, yeah, Siggs is definitely. I've seen him spin through clips. I might have met him the one time that I came out to California, but I'm not sure. But he's definitely a North Star in terms of, I would say, a rare soul record collector
Yes.
and even as a spinner. And I would imagine quite knowledgeable as well. I've seen him show some records
Yeah.
that are so obscure, still maybe undiscovered,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Um, and it's pretty cool to have somebody like that within the community because I think we all know how hard it is, and it's even become harder to find some of these records.
You're correct. Yeah.
Um, because
Yeah.
it's as it gets more popular, people come to the scene, they buy the records. Some people got big money, some people don't got big money. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the prices continue to go.
Oh man, yeah, 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 yeah. That's it. Like six that's records that I really want. He tells me like, George, I'm around your house. You want me to drop her off? It's like 4,000. I go, nah, bro, cool. Like, hold on, bro. Like, not like "It's right- I'm right here, man. Like, I just passed your house. I go, well, yeah, and six is from the same, right there from Rampart, same district where I'm from.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, we're from the same. So
Mm.
that's
Here's
why.
a here's a here's a fun question for you. Your house is burning down. You can only grab one record. Which one are you going to take with you?
Vanessa's box. Miss Moreno's box. No, you know what? I think it's gonna be this one. I'm gonna hold on to you. This is it right here. The one I showed you.
That's
Yeah,
the one.
that's the one. Yeah, yeah. I think that's but yeah, that's that. I mean, oh man, I got so many of ways that it's like and it's
Roughly, how many would you say are in your collection?
oof, like probably how much like
A couple of cases, I don't know.
yeah, like probably like well, like how many records you think I have? I don't know, probably like 800, 800
No, you have more.
or more. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I started with a Huggy box. My grandma, rest in peace, she used to have records on a Huggy box, a diaper bag, and she gave it to me. And when I used to show up at Spin, it was a Huggy box. So everybody like the famous Huggy box. It was the diaper, yeah, and but that Huggy box went around like Zap, Z signed it. It was what everybody like they signed it, and what's his name? Blue Magic, what's his name? The Wizard from Blue Magic, rest in peace. I knew him too. Wizard from Blue Magic. So
Yeah.
yeah. And so it's so then I got my own but yeah, I say like I probably like got like more than
A couple of crates of these.
yeah, I got a couple. I got let's say like three crates now, I guess. So 45s. Yeah.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
there is there a defining story that you often think of when you reflect on your journey as a record collector? Um, Something that you hold near and dear to heart, like a memory, perhaps, or maybe it could have been a night out spinning, it could have been a record hunt. What are you most proud of as a record collector, starting in '03, and here you are now with the present. You've put out records. You've got this defined sound. You've got an amazing partner in crime. I mean, what are some of the moments that stand out to you?
The moments I think stood out to me were are like I said, like the hunt for them, the hunt, trying to look for them and finding them, having them in my hand, and like, and it keeps on going, like it never stops, like this one and this one and this one, like sometimes I get them and I go like, oh, I just want like damn, another one comes up and another one comes up, and I think the best memory I have is like spinning and getting to know Miss Moreno and when we go and do our sets together, like me and her, so it's like I think like and she knows the records that I know, and she teaches me records that I don't know, and vice versa. And like yeah, like I think that's just having the records with me, like and having them, like finding them, and because they come once, sometimes they come once, like when they every few years, sometimes they come in for sale. And it's like get them right there, or you're gonna have to wait again,
Yeah.
So
That's one of the things that, and it's so hard because we've talked about limits when it comes to spending on records. But I learned early on, if you see it, you got to get it because you don't know when you'll see it again, if at all.
yes,
You
yes,
know, there's a there's a record that came out of Albany, New York, where I grew up, and the group is called Cathedral. It was a band. They put out this 145, and the B side is like a soulful cut.
yeah,
And the first time I saw it pop, I was like, I don't know, and I let it go. I think it was the grade that deterred me from it.
okay,
It took me 3 years before I saw the record again, and I didn't even bother to like listen to the audio snippet. I didn't look at the grade. I hit that buy button so fast. And it was one of the best things that I could have done. I have no regrets. I ended up connecting with, so on Facebook, there's all sorts of people and things like that. And I kept seeing this one person sharing music information from Albany, New York, like history. And I reached out to him. I said, hey, I said, I noticed that your name is on this record. Would you tell me about it? And so he wouldn't talk to me on the phone. He would only like type. Long story short, what he told me was blew my mind. He goes, first of all, he goes, I was the band leader. I said, oh my gosh. I'm like, that's amazing. He goes, I hate that song. He goes, in fact, I don't want you to ever play it on YouTube. He goes, I've actually worked to take the music down when I do find it. And I said, why don't you like the music? I said, there's a whole like community of people that love it. He said, here's why I don't like it. He goes, we get to the studio and he goes, the vocalist that you hear singing, he rewrote the lyrics when he got to the studio.
Yeah.
And he said, I was so bothered by that I didn't even bother to tell him that he didn't even sound good when he was singing. He goes, I have destroyed all of the copies of the record were in my possession. He said, what's out there is out there. He goes, when you sell it, get some good money for it and buy yourself something nice.
Yeah.
And that record connected me to the story. But I say all this to say that when you feel the music the way that we do and we love these records, sometimes you gotta risk it if you want the biscuit.
Yeah. You gotta risk it. Yeah, that's what it is. You have to, Yeah, you're right. It's sometimes like it's like, damn, I don't got it right now, but sometimes it's like, damn, I hope it's not there because I don't, it's too much money that you go back and it's there. You gotta get it. You gotta get it, And yeah, I mean, me and no, we got into it. We get into it like, why you buy this record? Where's your check at? I'm like, oh, I don't know. And it's like, you bought another record, didn't you? I'm like, no, yeah, I know you bought another record. I go, no, I didn't. And she goes, which one is it? She's like, well, that one's mine. I'll take that one. And we just go at it. But yeah, like us, like right now, like we'll probably start spinning, and we go live sometimes, and we just get our. So yeah, we go at it, like me and her go at it. So
have y'all ever talked about putting out like an album or a comp together?
yeah, we're gonna do the gospel together. We come up with the gospel together, and we're gonna. Yeah, I mean, she deserves it. I'm a talk, to talk to Duke, and because he's the one that organized that, and I want her to have her name on the LP. I haven't told her yet, but that's what I want to do. But I got some records for her that I want to give her that she always wanted, and they're coming up, but so surprised. Yeah, but I want her name to be on the. Yeah.
It would be probably historic. I don't know if there's ever been like a joint album like that.
No, nope, I haven't that I know of, no. So I mean, yeah.
So in 2026, what advice would you give to someone right now that's younger, that's maybe just getting into this? What are 3 bits of advice you'd give them?
Like I said, like just do you, you know, don't try to copy nobody else, don't try to be nobody else just because they got this or they got this. Be you, like start your records, I mean, it's like I said, it's expensive hobby, but they don't have to be expensive. So you could rock the house with $5 records, it's just the way, you present yourself, and yeah, just feel it, and just make a show, don't, just that's why I say just
Make people feel the music.
make people feel the music, make people feel you like, damn, like, oh, like, because I mean, like I said, they're already slow, and you stand and it's like, so no,
Yeah.
just enjoy yourself. Every box is a story, Wax. Every box is a story. So every collector has a story. Every collector you have to respect. They like this, they like this side. So just respect, and that's what I say. Like every record has a story. That's what we get them. Like the lyrics, the music, and me the sound grabs me though. So it's like, to me, it's like, why you like it so much? It's haunting to me. It haunts me, like, and it's like you said, like, like their screams are crying, like they mean it, like, so it's like they're meaningful, and it's like, damn, this guy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for people that are tuning in that might be learning about you for the first time, where can they find you? Where can they stay up to date with what's going on with you musically, upcoming shows, and so on like that?
Yeah, Instagram, Rocknroll Gangster, and we're gonna do a TikTok. We're gonna get together, and we're building them right now, and
Final
and, Vinyl Stories 213 TikTok, And we got me and her, we got something coming. I got new records. I got something coming up, and stay tuned for that. And for the gospel soul, the deep
Okay.
gospel. Yeah, that one's gonna be crazy. That was gonna be
I'm
nice.
excited for that. I can't wait for that one.
I got she helped me with how we're gonna begin and the ending. The ending of that album is gonna be sick. Like
Oh
sick.
man,
Like you're gonna be
I
like, it's
can't
gonna be
wait.
like boom. Oh man, it's just gonna be like, damn. You know? Just trust me. You know, it's gonna be just the same. I mean, the deep soul is gonna be just that, but gospel. And people are like
Mm,
gospel, like that's gonna be what do you mean gospel? You know, and the ones I shot you, that's a
yeah,
Sam. Did you like them?
I loved all of them. Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's what I was saying. I listen to these songs and I'm like, man. First of all, most of them I've never seen or heard.
Yeah,
In full transparency, but I was moved by the records, and I always say, I'm a student.
yeah.
I'm just a student learning.
We all
I'll
are.
never know everything about all the records. I won't bring them all into my collection, but I appreciate the opportunity to connect with people that have a similar passion to me, that
Yes.
open my eyes to new music. And not that, like I said, we've talked about this before. I don't ever want to recreate someone else's collection.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I want to build my own, but I appreciate learning through others' lived experience as
Yes.
collectors.
And yeah, that's what I do. I like to I show you the records. Like some people you ask them for the record title, I know, or they cover the record title. Like it's like, bro, you didn't do the record, bro. It's just you just bought it. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's like me, you tell me like what here, like I shot you like here. Sometimes I'll be spinning and expensive records will tell me, hey, what's that record? And Miss Noreno gets pissed because I'll give it away. I go, here, brother, here's your and they're like, what? And she's like, you gave it away. I'm like, yeah, I mean, and that's how I am. Like, I'll give the record away. And she'll be like, "You fucking shit!" I'm like,
I do not.
and it's like, or like you won the title here. What it's like it's just I mean we're collectors,
Because he knows I have a duplicate and he'll just take mine.
but yeah, so yeah, I mean the most I so like that I like to show people like if you don't have it, well here it is, like we're all students. We like we show each
Yeah,
other,
yeah.
I mean.
I always will show. Sometimes people want to take a picture of it. I don't have a problem with that
Yeah,
because not many people are going to go to the distance that we do to get some of these records.
correct. Yeah.
That's the first thing right there.
First thing, yeah.
Uh, Two, creating awareness is
Yes.
is the first kind of like hook
Yeah.
that brings people to the scene. They're going
Correct.
to go home. They're going to find it. They're going to find more because the what is it? Uh, just the algorithm is
Yes.
is directing music to you now, right?
Yeah.
And so if they find their way into this scene off of one of the records that I show, kudos to them. And if they can find the record that I just shared with them,
Boom.
I give you your props because
Yes.
it's not like you can waltz into a record store and get
Yeah.
these. And I think some of them, the real movers, go ahead, go look online, try to find it. Try,
Exactly. That's it. Yes. That's it.
right?
Yeah. Like exactly. Like here, boom. We'll try to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just my motto on the whole thing. But man, I have really appreciated taking time to talk to you. As I said prior to all this, I am a fan of you. I
Brother.
admire your presence, the music that you play, and I want to keep in touch. I'll be rooting from
For
you for
sure,
the
man.
sideline. I can't wait to get the record. I can't wait for you to drop the gospel one. I'll make sure that we promote the heck out of that
For
and
sure,
make sure
man.
that people have awareness to it. We got to bring Miss Moreno on for an interview sometime. Maybe not
Or yeah.
today, but
Yeah.
maybe another time. I would love to document a conversation with the two of y'all, or maybe just Miss Moreno, because I see her spinning too. I'm a fan. I see it.
Well, yeah. No. She's nice. So it's like yeah. See, one day we go over there, bro. We'll do a set over there.
That
We're,
would be amazing. That would be amazing.
yeah, man. Just get a little closer and we'll show up. But we're all over there.
Any last minute words for the viewers?
This is just enjoy music. Enjoy it. Um, I mean, we don't. It no matter if you just collect or just collect, just man. But if you do, just if you can't get the LP, it don't matter. If it's like you don't have enough, not, if you don't have enough for the press, don't get the original. It's cool, you know. Just that's what
I
I'm saying,
appreciate you saying that so much. I don't
bro.
want new collectors to ever be deterred by the price of the records from you listening and experiencing the music, because it's therapeutic. It can help get us unstuck sometimes. And I always say music is one of those things that heals at scale.
Yes, it does. Yes, sir. Well said. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, brother, for joining me.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.